Hi, welcome to London. You're with the Morning Advertiser team today of Gary Lloyd and Rebecca Weller behind the camera. Welcome to the Little Orange Door. We're going to be looking at spirits and cocktails throughout the capital today. Go and visit a few sites, so come with us now. Hi, so over to you. Do you want to introduce yourself? Who you are, what you do?
I'm Ronald, Operations Director at Little Dorinka. Been with the company about 4.5 years. Really enjoyed.
Cool. So, do you want to tell me how trade is at the moment for the Little Door?
Do you know what? Probably everybody knows the market has been difficult and it hasn't been the funnest time, and it has been quite a while like this in the last 2-3 years. It has been extremely hard for hospitality. But saying that, last year was exceptional. We had a great year, very strong covers through the doors, exceptional revenue, especially Christmas. We were worried about Christmas and how the market is going to react on cost of living and so on. But it was strong, and it was good to see that people love our brand and still are a huge part of our business.
Excellent, that's great news. Do you want to tell me what your most popular serves are at the moment?
Well, funny you asked that. It's been an interesting couple of years how the trend has been changing. Gin has been strong over many years, and on the last year or two, tequila has very much taken over.
Okay.
We've seen a huge trend on, especially Notting Hill, and that's where it probably started off. Now heading to Central, we do about 52,000 decanters a year. That means we serve about 1 in every 11 minutes.
Right.
It's interesting fact for you. Also, big part of our kind of day-to-day, the normal workhorse is your espresso martinis, which are still doing well. We're still serving around 29,000 a year. There is still a volume on the side of it, but tequila has been really the driver of the cocktail market. Both margarita and decanter are the highest served in the business.
Interesting. Are you noticing a drop in any spirits at all? Is there, because obviously you're talking about gin still doing well for yourself, so is there anything that's maybe fallen?
Rum and gin we've seen definitely a drop off. There was last year a period where vodka was taking a bit of a tip, but vodka is very much up again. But I think tequila is the biggest part where it is the second highest selling spirit in our business. And looking at the numbers, we do 0.5% on trade tequila of the whole of our UK.
All right,
which is interesting. That it's good to see that tequila is very much on a up, and I think people are finding the serve, especially longer serves like Palomas and so on, like trending very well.
Welcome to Equal Parts. Let's go inside. Hi, I'm at Equal Parts in Hackney, and with me today, do you want to introduce yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, sure. Hi, I'm Adam Montgomery, and I'm the General Manager here at Equal Parts in Hackney.
Brilliant. So, how is trade at the moment at Equal Parts?
Trade is honestly very good. I feel like we're maybe bucking the trend a little bit. We're busier than we've ever been. The thing I'd say that is more difficult is turning that into profit.
Of course, yeah, that is the issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lots to pay out for, of course. So
everything's getting more expensive.
Totally. So, obviously you are doing well. So, what would you say are your most popular serves currently?
So for us, we have a bit of a focus on agave, and we have some drinks on the menu that feature tequila mezcal, and they're definitely our biggest sellers. We have a chili paloma that we've become pretty well known for, and that's our biggest selling drink. It absolutely flies.
Cool. Very interesting. So, would you say there are any spirits at the moment that are maybe taking a bit of a dip?
I think for us here, gin maybe a little bit.
Okay.
People still order it. I think days of gin and tonics flying over the bar have calmed down a little bit. So that's definitely the one that's slowed a little bit for us.
Okay. Interesting that it's slow, because I don't think anything goes out totally, does it? So
no. We still sell it, and cocktails with gin, martinis, Negronis are still super popular as well.
Brilliant. Okay. So what do you foresee as the trends for the next 12 months in spirits and cocktails?
Yeah, I think agave is going to keep growing. I think people are starting to really get their head around it now. The bad image I think tequila had is definitely subsiding, and people are understanding that these spirits are incredible and have so much flavour and so much versatility as well.
Yeah, totally. Sounds brilliant. So if an operator was looking to start a like a range of spirits, cocktails, RTDs, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
what would you recommend? What would be your sort of overriding one tip if you were given that sort of challenge?
Taste everything.
Right.
Take every opportunity to try as many things as you can, any opportunities to taste, especially if you're building up sort of spirits programs, and it helps with cocktails as well. Just try everything, taste everything you can.
Okay. When you try everything, do you sort of then put your menu together based on your taste, or do you sort of take your taste out of it?
I think there's a balance. I think you have to trust your own taste, and hopefully it's good. But I think you've also got to be conscious of what people want and balance it with that.
Excellent. Okay, brilliant. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Star of Bethnal Green. Let's go inside. Hi, I'm here at the Star of Bethnal Green, and do you want to introduce yourself and what your role is?
I'm Rob Starr. I'm the founder of Electric Star Pubs, and this is one of our amazing pubs.
Yeah, it really is nice. So do you want to tell me how trade is at the moment for you?
Trade is tricky. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
Weekends are still really, really good. Midweek trade, we've seen a little bit of a drop off, and I'm hoping for a big World Cup.
Oh, absolutely. That would be the ideal thing. Yeah. So, obviously we're looking at spirits and cocktails, RTDs, that kind of thing today. So, what would you say are your most popular serves at the moment?
Margarita is our number one cocktail.
Right.
Paloma has had a steady rise over the last year or so,
Yeah.
but not beating the margarita yet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It seems to have been quite popular with people we've spoken to today, to be fair. So, are there any spirits you would say are maybe dropping off a little bit?
We've definitely seen a decline in gin.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think tequila is on the rise.
Yeah.
Or mezcal is definitely on the rise.
Yeah.
But yeah, gin's dropped off a little bit.
Yeah, certainly seems that way. So, can you sort of foresee any trends for the next 12 months? Do you think mezcal and tequila are going to continue, maybe?
I think so. Yeah, I think they're definitely on the up. We have also seen a lot of Hugo Spritz sales lately.
Okay.
Yeah, not quite taken over the Aperol, but definitely in the spirits category. That's on the rise.
Yeah. Well, summer coming up. Hopefully, that kind of refreshing kind of drink is going to be rocking you during the World Cup, I would hope.
Yes, we've got a dedicated spritz menu.
Really?
So got quite a few different spritzes on there.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. So, if you were to give one tip to an operator who wanted to do a good sort of spirits cocktail RTD offer, what would be your one bit of advice?
I think visibility is everything, especially in pubs. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you go into a pub and if you're not sure if they serve cocktails, you don't always want to ask behind the bar. So we've got dedicated cocktail menus on all our sites. We've got some good visibility behind the bar, and I think that's one of the most important things if you want to drive sales.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, excellent. Thanks, Rob.
Cool.
Welcome to London, everyone. This is Harrild & Sons. Let's go inside. Hi, we're here at Harrild & Sons. Do you want to tell us who you are and what your role is here?
Absolutely, yeah. So my name's James Metcalf. I'm the Sales and Marketing Director at Urban Pubs and Bars.
Brilliant. So do you want to tell us how trade is currently?
Yeah, look, it's been good. We are in London, which is helpful. It's obviously an economy on its own. We had a fantastic Christmas, and the weather's sun shining now as well, which is great. So we're seeing some benefit from that. Obviously, train strike today, which is unfortunate, but actually we've seen some resilience there as well. So yeah, all in all, very positive.
Brilliant. So obviously we're talking about spirits and cocktails today. So do you want to tell me what you're seeing as maybe your most popular serves currently?
Yeah, so the whole drinks category as a whole is really interesting, the way that the kind of things are developing. Overall, in terms of the share of that category, actually we're seeing beer winning and spirits losing a little bit, but also in wine as well. So we're seeing some growth in wine, a lot of that driven by rosé, which obviously is a category that seems to be really booming. But from a spirits perspective, I think that we do a very focused range of specific cocktails, which are largely the classics that you would expect. They all perform very well. But interestingly, we're seeing a lot of shift out of more traditional cocktails and into spritzes. Particularly as you see the sun starting to shine. I mean, even just when you look at last month's data versus this month, you're seeing a big shift from classic cocktails into spritzes as the sun starts to shine, and we do a really interesting range of very simple spritzers now as well, which from our perspective is very easy to execute, high margin, so win-win for everyone.
Oh, cool. That's good. Would you say there's any spirit or cocktail that's maybe falling away a little bit at the expense of spritzers, as you say?
Yeah, well, specifically on spirits categories, I suppose I don't think it'd be a surprise to see gin probably is a loser across that category, and actually the big winner within that is tequila.
Yeah.
And I think probably for the first year this year, we'll probably sell more tequila as a group than we will gin.
Brilliant.
Which is a fascinating trend.
Yeah.
Vodka still being dominant category because it's so accessible, but gin historically has obviously been the always second, and actually tequila will probably sell a bit more of. Margaritas are flying for us. It's a simple serve, which works really well. We do spices, we do whatever the guest looks to have, but actually that is a massive growing cocktail for us.
Okay, my next question was going to be about trends that you foresee in the next 12 months, but you've kind of answered that. Is there anything maybe that how, for example, is rum doing,
Yeah, getting there. I think interestingly, all of the kind of old school classics, the likes of Negronis and old fashions are in good growth for us as well. And again, it's simple serves which help. Not necessarily seeing quite the level of growth that we were expecting from rum. Tequila seems to have almost come in and taken that category. I think that coming out of, we won't use the old COVID word, but coming out of it, everybody learned how to make a good margarita at home, and bought a £45 bottle of tequila, and we were making them and using those YouTube videos. I think that's driven a huge amount of focus into that as a category, and that specific drink itself as well.
I was going to say, I think the days of everyone thinking tequila as like a shot sort of thing are pretty much gone, aren't they? They're using it much more sensibly and enjoying it more, I would say. So.
The days of shots of Jose Cuervo, I think are gone, and obviously the range of premium tequilas as well. I mean, we stock Altos, and the growth that we've seen in that's a premium end tequila as well, which goes across all of our margaritas, which is great, and it's a brilliant product.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, we're in London. This is Mr. Fogg's Gin Parlour. Let's get inside now. We're here at Mr. Fogg's Gin Parlour. And do you want to introduce yourself and your role here?
I'm Charlie Tilks. I'm the co-founder of Inception Group. We've got 15 London-based venues, and Mr. Fogg's is probably our main brand, with 9 of those across the capital.
Wow. Okay. So, how is trade at the moment?
So, trade, the sales are pretty decent. I think we've got the headwinds that everyone's got. Cost and inflation is rampant again as the Iran conflict kind of was since then, and I think we're starting to see a slight decline in tourism. I think it's quite slightly anecdotal at the moment. I just feel like the American tourists are a big part of our customer base, especially here in Covent Garden. They're not here as much as they were at the beginning of the year. But hopefully, if there's a peace resolution, then things can go back to normal as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Valid points. So, what would you say are the most popular serves at Mr. Fogg's?
So, actually, our biggest selling cocktail is now the margarita.
Oh, is it?
Recently overtaken the espresso martini.
Right.
But then actually our signature serves in each venue are really popular. So this signature serve here is a twist on actually the espresso martini called the London, and it comes in the Big Ben, usually with lots of smoke and things. These vessels were made just for this venue, and people really like ordering things like that, which is slightly different.
No, they're really cool. So, would you say there are any spirits or cocktails that are maybe slightly decreasing in sales? Is there any sort of dampening at all of anything?
Well, ironically, we're in the gin parlour, which we set up, 11 years ago,
right,
and kind of rode that wave of gin. I would say across the group, gin is in slight decline, but from a very high base. But actually, in this small venue, there are enough gin enthusiasts to still be busy. But I would say gin probably is in slight decline, but tequila for us here in London continues to grow. Mezcal's growing really quickly too, so we're seeing those Mexican spirits more popular than ever.
Yeah, very interesting. My next question is about trends. What do you see down the line for the sort of next 12 months? Is it going to continue with the Mezcal tequila buzz?
Yeah, I'm aware we're in London, and London is a bit of a bubble, but I certainly see that. I think people are increasingly, low and no is going nowhere. I think people are really, we're talking about zebra drinking, that being an alcoholic drink, and then a non-alcoholic
Yeah.
drink. So it's not just for people not drinking, who don't drink at all. I think a lot of people are doing that. So that's getting more and more important, I think, as a category. But I also think, I can see tequila to continue to be on the rise. For us, our signature vessels are really important. People want experience. They want to enjoy something, both through taste, but also through the visual impact of a drink and something they can share on their social media. And that's, I don't see that going away. So we're really going to double down on what we do.
Yeah, I think it's an important aspect of Inception Group's sites that sort of theatre, that experience is kind of what you're coming for as well. Great drinks, don't get me wrong, but that experience is key to it.
It's part of our DNA, definitely. Our mission statement is to create unique and memorable experiences, what we've always done. Interestingly, here in the gym parlour, when we started, we were sort of one of the first really in London to use a balloon glass, a big cube of ice, and we've seen that. Obviously, it's how the Spanish have always drunk their gin, but it wasn't really being done anywhere else. We got the idea from up there. Obviously, now that's the sort of expectation, really, isn't it, to have your gin and tonic? But so interestingly, here we've started doing something a bit different in the room that you would have come through. We started doing this little martini bar, but the difference with that is you put on a glove. You put your hand into the freezer, you select your ice cold martini glass, you choose your vermouth spray, and then you pour your gin, which is just -18, into the glass and choose your garnish. So it's really interactive. And I think people are loving that. They're loving it for the photos, they're loving it for the experience. And that's something that we've only added about a month ago, and it's absolutely flying.
Oh, brilliant. That's great news.